Welcome to Budget Beauty, where I help you look flawless for less. Welcome back, and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen, and this is Budget Beauty. We do everything beauty on a budget, and that includes testing out new to me indie brands. I'm so excited about this indie brand and these two palettes that I purchased. We're going to do a full tutorial review, first impression. I'm so excited. So if you're excited too, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. We are going to do a first impression review of Cosmic brushes. I think they've recently changed their name to Cosmic Beauty. They did just go through a recent change, but at the time that I made these purchases, it was Cosmic brushes. So the first palette that we're going to talk about is their newest release called Winter Wonderland. I have been wanting to try this brand for so long. This is a UK brand and their palettes are extremely affordable, which kind of blows my mind for what I've heard is amazing quality. They've released several palettes. Their first palette was one I wanted to get my hands on, never purchased it. When they released Winter Wonderland, they brought that palette back, so I bought that as well, and we are going to do a review on this palette. Let me show you some close-ups because this palette is absolutely gorgeous. There are multi-chromes in here. There's duochromes in here. This palette is about $25 US. I couldn't believe how affordable their palettes were for all of the fun formulas that are in there. These palettes swatched beautifully. The mattes, the shimmers, everything was absolutely gorgeous. I love the packaging. I love the rounded corners. It's a nice heavy duty packaging. I just love everything about this color story, the purples, the blues, the greens. I can't wait to play with this palette. And then I purchased the Serenity palette. So this is the first palette that they released. This is the palette that I've wanted forever, but never got my hands on it because it always sold out and then it would restock. And then I didn't want to pay shipping for just one palette. And when they released Winter Wonderland, I thought this is the perfect time to pick up Serenity as well. Again, the color story is beautiful. In fact, this was a lot of people's #1 palette of 2022. So people were ranking this palette really high. Again, it's affordable. There's lots of different multi-chromes and duochromes. I love that there's greens in here, that there's grunge, but we also have a pop of pastels. We have an orange, we have a lime green. The mattes go from light to mid-tone to deep. The shimmers go from light to mid-tone to deep. It is a perfectly curated palette. In fact, both of these palettes are perfectly curated. I can't wait to play around with this one as well. So we are going to do 2 looks in this video, 1 look with each palette. I will link Cosmic Beauty, Cosmic brushes down below for you. I just used Karen Harris's discount code KHMakeup to get 10% off. So I'll put all of that information in the description box along with my favorite beauty subscriptions, all of the makeup that I'm wearing in today's video if you would like to recreate this look. And of course, come follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. So today we are going to do a look with the new Winter Wonderland palette. I cannot wait. So let me zoom you in and let's test out Cosmic Beauty. So the first thing I'm going to do, as always, is prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I always use my MAC Paint Pot to prime my eyes, especially when I'm using really fun, beautiful foiled shimmers and multi-chromes. It definitely keeps my shadow in place all day and prevents creasing. I am so incredibly excited to play with this palette. I wish I could do 4 or 5 looks for you, but I'll definitely do more looks with this palette in the future. But today I want to focus on using as many of the mattes and shimmers as I can. I don't want to do a monochromatic look. I'd rather pull in the different colors in this palette. It's the purples, the blues, and the greens. So I'm going to start my look with this beautiful lavender shade called Blanket. I'm going to pick that up on a fluffy brush. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. Oh wow, look at how pretty that is. It is lavender, but like neon lavender. The pigmentation is insane for a pastel shade. I'm going to focus that in my crease and above my crease. I do have hooded eyes, so I always bring my crease shade above my crease just so you can see it when my eyes are open. The pigmentation in this shadow, for a pastel especially, is literally insane. I cannot even believe it. It is going on so nicely. It's blending out so beautifully. we're definitely off to a fantastic start. So now I'm going to pick up this green shade called Peaceful, and I'm going to pick that up on a little bit denser brush, a little bit smaller brush, so I can focus that right on the crease. So I'm going to tap that into the crease, just in the crease, not above, so that we can see that pretty purple shade above. I like to just kind of tap, and then with that windshield wiper motion, just kind of go back and forth, again, just staying in the crease itself. Look at the pigmentation of that. That is one of the lighter greens in the palette. Absolute perfection. So let me add some to my other eye, again, tapping in the crease. And then that windshield wiper motion. And then with that fluffy brush we did the crease with, I'm going to not add any shadow, but again, just kind of blend those two shades together and get that nice seamless edge. I have to use this navy blue shade right here called Clear Skies. This shade is so beautiful. I'm going to pick that up on a denser fluffy brush, tap that off since it's a pretty deep shade, and I'm going to pack that in the outer corner for some depth, and then of course to bring in a little bit of blue. Look at how amazing that's laying down over those other two mattes. It is an absolutely beautiful navy blue. Wow, that is so pretty. I am blown away by these mattes. Like I said, this is my first time trying this brand, and I am blown away. Wow. The pigmentation is insane. The pigmentation is there. They are layering absolutely beautiful. They hold their own. You can see all three colors. They're not getting muddy or blending away or blending into each other. That is a sign of a really good quality matte. I'm going to pick up just a tiny bit more of Blanket on that fluffy brush, and I'm going to again use that to just lightly blend those edges. Okay, Cosmic Brushes, I see you. As always, I'm going to use my NYX glitter glue for my shimmer shades. This is a go-to for me, similar to my eye primer. I use these two products every time I do an eye look. Tap that on my lid. There are so many beautiful multi-chromes in this palette. It is so hard to decide what shades to use. But again, I want to pull in a green, a blue, and a purple shimmer. So I'm going to pick up the shade Chill, which is a shifty shade from blue to silver to purple. How pretty that is. I'm picking that up with my finger. We'll also try the shimmers out with a brush. And I'm going to focus that on about the outer 3/4 of my lid. Wow. Oh my goodness. Look how pretty that is. Wow. This is one of the prettiest blue sparkle shades. It just has that really nice shift from blue to purple with that little bit of a silver base. And that went on beautifully with the finger. That's my favorite way to apply shimmers. I feel like you get the most opacity, but I always like to try it with a brush as well because some people don't like to use their finger, and I want to make sure that the shimmers work with all applications. I'm going to pick up the green shimmer here called Reflection. It's another really pretty sparkly duochrome. So I'm going to pick that up on that kind of flat, dense brush, and we're going to test out brush application. And I'm going to place that right next to the blue shimmer. Oh, this is also so pretty. Wow. I can't. This is the perfect shimmer to bring in a little bit of the green that we used in the crease. So it went on nicely with the brush. I would definitely say that using your finger, in my opinion, is a little bit better than using the brush with these shimmers, but they definitely work with both methods. I just, like I said, prefer my finger anyways. I definitely get more out of the shimmer. I'm going to pick up this purple shimmer shade here called Comfort, again on my brush, and I'm going to just kind of tap that in the middle. Oh yes. So that I can get a little light reflecting in the middle of my eye, and again, bring in a little bit more purple. That was perfect, just adding in the lightness and the purple. For my lower lash line, I'm using this dark green called Showers. It's kind of an emerald green. I'm going to pick that up on the flat end of my brush, tap it off, and buff it on the lower lash line. I'm going to say fairly close to my lash line because I do want to pop in a shimmer as well. And it has to be this multi-chrome here called Atmosphere. Pink, blue, purple, gold. It is so beautiful and shifty. It's so crazy. Look at that. You can see the shift. It's absolutely stunning. So I'm going to pick that up as well on the flat end of the brush. And I'm going to buff that on my lower lash line. I want to use this shade all over the lid. That's probably going to be what I do in the next look that I create. And I'm going to buff that right on that lower lash line. It definitely added the blue and the purple. Oh, it's so beautiful. Like I said, that is going to be all over my lid the next time I use this palette. And for my inner corner highlight, I'm using the lightest shimmer called Wonderland. And I'm going to tap that on the inner corner. Whoa. Wow. That is so pretty and sparkly. Woo. That would also make an amazing brow bone highlight. Oh, it's so pretty. And then using that big fluffy brush, the one we used in the crease, no shadow, I'm going to blend. I like to do a final blend of all of the shadows. Let me go ahead and add some liner, mascara, get dressed and ready for the day, and I'll be back to share my thoughts on the first Cosmic Beauty palette, Winter Wonderland. So here is the final look using the Winter Wonderland palette. Now I'll give you my final thoughts on both palettes after the next tutorial using the Serenity palette, but I wanted to show you the finished look using Winter Wonderland. I love this look. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love that we have purples, greens, and blues, and I cannot wait to play with this palette more. I'm definitely happy with the look that I created. So let's go ahead and jump into a look using the Serenity palette. So today we are going to do a look with the Serenity palette. I am so excited about this one. Like I said, this is a palette that I have wanted for so long. I was so happy that it came back in stock and it worked out so well with their new palette for me to buy them both together. So I definitely want to go with a little bit more of a green eye look today. I have a green Christmas shirt that I'm going to be wearing, but I'm probably going to pop either a blue or purple on the lower lash line just for something kind of fun and different. So as always, I'm going to prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this green shade here called Lagoon. It's kind of a Kelly green with a bit of a teal undertone. I'm going to pick that up on a fluffy brush, and I want to do kind of a halo eye, maybe not really a halo eye, but kind of a halo eye. So I'm going to pop this on the inner corner, and I'm going to pull it about a quarter of the way over, and then I'm going to apply this same color on the outer portion, and again pulling it over in my crease, leaving an open space in the middle. So you can see that, like I said, I'm kind of creating a bit of a halo eye. This color is absolutely beautiful and so incredibly pigmented. That is so beautiful. Okay, let's do the other eye. One thing I will say about these shadows is I don't have any fallout. With as pigmented and beautiful as they are, I'm shocked that there's no fallout. I do want to deepen up the outer portion just a little bit, so I'm going to pick up the deep green shade called Forest on a little bit more of a dense brush. And I'm just going to pack that on the outer corner. Again, just to add a little extra depth, but still have that really pretty tealy green shade poking out. As always, with my NYX glitter glue, I'm going to prime my lids for some shimmer. And this time I am going to pull it up into my crease a little bit since we're doing a halo eye. So I'm going to pick up this green shimmer shade called Wanderer. I was looking at the shade next to it. It's such a pretty multi-chrome. It just kind of caught my eye like squirrel, something shiny, but I am going to use the green shade Wanderer. And I'm going to actually pick that up on kind of a flat brush. And I'm going to put that on my lid. Ooh, that is so beautiful. And then again, pull that up kind of in the middle of those other two greens. Again, creating kind of a halo eye. Look how pretty that green shade is. Wow. These shimmers, I mean, like the Winter Wonderland palette, these shimmers are absolute perfection. Then I'm going to pick up this shade here called Serenity. It's kind of a blue, green, goldy, shifty shade. Picking that up on the other side of that flat brush, I want to put that right in the middle. And that's going to tie in a little bit of blue, which will accent really pretty with that kind of teal green shade. And then, like I said, I wanted to do a blue or purple lower lash line. I think I'm going to do blue. So again, that will tie that in as well. For my lower lash line, I'm picking up this beautiful blue shade here called Mood. And I'm picking that up on a flat brush, and I'm going to buff that on my lower lash line. I'm going to stay really close to my lash line so that I can bring in a shimmer as well. I have to go with this deep, dark navy shimmer called Twilight. Again, picking that up on that flat brush, I'm going to buff that right on top. And for my inner corner highlight, I'm going with this beautiful white shifty shade called Opal, and I'm going to pop that into my inner corner. Ooh, wow. This shimmer, this is my favorite shimmer in the palette. It's white, but it has a blue and a green and a pink shift. That is seriously one of the prettiest shimmer shades. And lastly, with this light green shade here called Spring, picking that up on a fluffy brush, I'm going to use that to blend the edges. I just want to blend everything out. Let me go ahead and do some liner, mascara. I'm gonna pop on some lashes, get ready for the day, and I'll be back to share my final thoughts on both the Cosmic Beauty palettes, the Winter Wonderland and Serenity. So here's the finished look with the Cosmic Beauty Serenity palette. I love my look. I think it's so much fun. I love the green with the pop of blue, and I love that it's not just regular green. There's such a twist on all of the greens that I used. Everything from the more tealy green shade to this nice minty green to the shimmers to the mattes. Just everything is incredible. So I think my tutorials spoke for themselves, but let me go over my final thoughts on the two Cosmic Beauty palettes. Let's go ahead and start with Serenity, today's look. I love this palette. I love this color story. It is so unique. Like I said, it has grunge, but it also has pastels and it has bright shades. It is just a very beautiful, inspiring color story, and I can see myself creating just a ton of different looks with this palette. I am so happy to have this in my collection. I definitely want to do a purple look, a blue look. I'm just really excited about this. And then of course the Winter Wonderland palette. This palette is gorgeous. It is all my purple blue dreams come true. I loved my look with this palette as well. I think monochromatic purple would be beautiful as an eye look. There's just a ton of inspiration in this palette. Actually, both of these palettes, they make me really excited and they make me want to use them. The formulas are incredible. The mattes, the shimmers in both palettes are really some of the best that I've tried. And this is a new to me indie brand that is on my radar. I can pretty much guarantee I'll be purchasing all of the palettes that Cosmic Beauty puts out in the future. I will go ahead and link their website. I'll link both of these palettes. To my knowledge, they're both still available. They do sell out quickly, so there's a possibility by the time this video comes out that they won't be available, but I'll put all the information down below for you. Let me know if you've tried Cosmic Beauty and what you think if you've tried either one of these palettes, but I have a new obsession with a new indie brand, and I can't wait to see what the brand puts out in 2024. I will most likely, like I said, be picking up everything that they release. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Again, subscribe, turn your bell on so you don't miss any future videos. I'll link everything down below for you, as well as all of the other makeup that I'm wearing, my favorite beauty boxes, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. I am in love with Cosmic Beauty.